Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Banyasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And after today, I'll be coming out a lesson. And I was on my little smart news app, and I had seen this come across my notifications. And it says here, it says Russia permanently bans 92 Americans, including academics, government officials, and journalists. Blames it on, you already know, we'll say the you know what I'm saying, the Biden administration's hybrid war and Russia-phobic policy. And of course, you know, with the propaganda and all that tomfoolery. But let's get right into it. It says Russia has barred 92 American citizens from entering the country, including journalists from major U.S. publications like the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, and the Washington Post, which they all kind of put forth propaganda. It says the Russian foreign ministry stated that the ban is a response to the Russia-phobic policy pursued by the King of Babylon, President Joe Biden, Biden's administration. The ministry accused these individuals of spreading false information about Russia and its armed forces, which is very true, actually. If you do the research and look into things. It says the stop list also includes employees of editorial offices and reporters from leading liberal globalist media outlets involved in manufacturing and spreading fake claims about Russia and its armed forces, in which they really do, because this smart news app puts, you know what I'm saying, they publish a lot of, you know, they have a lot of different articles, and you can tell when it's some bullshit. I'm just going to be real with you. When you see certain articles, you can tell it's some bullshit. You're like, oh, all right, cool. But let's continue. It says, starting over. This is the stop list also includes employees of editorial offices and reporters from leading liberals like your globalist media outlets involved in manufacturing and spreading fake claims about Russia and its armed forces, and engaged in using propaganda to cover Washington's hybrid war, the Russian ministry said. It says among those banned are Emma Tucker, editor-in-chief of WSJ, whatever that is, and Nathan Hodge, a senior editor at CNN, and former Moscow bureau chief for WSJ. The list also includes American government officials and several academics from institutions like Harvard University and the University of Virginia. It says the ministry warned that the ban list might be expanded in the future. More than likely, it probably will be expanded in the future. They also criticized the U.S. for its broad sanctions against Russian figures, calling it an outlandish sanction frenzy. And that's the truth. That's really what it is. Because sanctions don't really affect Russia because they don't use the greenback anymore. They have the if I'm not mistaken, the ruble, which is backed by gold and oil and things like that. Same like with China, with the yuan, that is also backed by gold and oil and other precious commodities that props up a currency in a country. Continuing, it says the ban comes amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Russia. On Sunday, the Biden administration expanded its trade restrictions, adding 105 Russian and Chinese firms to the list for their alleged support to the Russian military in its conflict with Ukraine. The list includes 63 Russian and 42 Chinese companies targeted for various reasons, including supplying U.S. electronics to Russian military entities and producing drones for Russia's use in Ukraine. It says the ban follows a significant prisoner exchange on August 1st, where Russia released WSJ reporter Evan Gershkovich, Gershkovich, and then former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, however you say his name. This exchange, which also saw the release of Kremlin critic Vladimir Kara-Murza, was a moment of cooperation between the two nations. Okay, so that was it on that. But of course, basically Russia is responding to the lies of Babylon, and we already know how the border of wickedness get on. So without further ado, let's get some scriptures. This is Psalms chapter 50, verse 19. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." And that's what's going on. This is why Russia responded the way they responded and banned what they banned. Because the border of wickedness here in Babylon, America, the ones who running it, the border of wickedness, they give their mouth to evil, and their tongue frameth deceit, meaning lies, things that are not true. Character assassination, all kind of manner of different things to make the other party and or other entities look bad. But let's continue. Let's go to Psalms chapter 52, verse 2. It says, "Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully." So the tongue of this devil deviseth all kind of mischiefs, like a sharp razor. And a razor is very sharp. It can do a lot of damage real quick. Sometimes you don't even know you cut until you bleed when it comes down to a razor. Working, it says, and working deceitfully. So Esau's words work deceitfully. They're not true. They're never ever righteous. They're always lies. They're always deceits. They're always back-ended. Something that's detrimental to you, either in the forefront or on the back end. So, and this is what's going on in this article. Babylon, America, and this whole Russia thing. That's deceit. That's mischief. It's like a sharp razor. It's a ploy and an attempt to try and destroy the other governing powers in the earth. Let's continue. Salakia. It says, "Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness." Selah. So these devils, they love evil more than they love good, and they would rather lie than to speak the truth and or speak righteousness. They would rather say things that causes harm to other entities and or parties rather than telling the truth about what it is that's really going on. But when these same entities and or other entities speak the truth about how these devils get out, all of a sudden it's a problem. But this is how these demons do. Let's continue. Verse 4. It says, "Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue." And Esau, his tongue, the wicked, they love all devouring words. They love anything that will make somebody look bad and or destroy someone. Devouring words, all kind of different things. They use trigger words to push a specific agenda or an agenda overall. And Esau's or the wicked, their tongue is a deceitful tongue. You can trust Esau or these devils to lie about everything. That's one thing that you can trust these devils to do, is to lie and not tell the truth. That's the one thing you can depend on the border of wickedness for. Lies and deceit and mischief, hiding it under their tongue. But let's continue. Verse 5. It says, "Yahweh shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living." Salah. So though this devil is doing what he is doing in the earth, lying on other entities and on governments in the earth, saying various things, pushing agendas and propagandas and things of the sort like that, the Lord says, likewise, he shall destroy them forever. Take them out of the way, pluck them out of their place, out of their dwelling place, meaning take them out of the seat of power. And as you see now in these times, It is happening before our very eyes. We see these things happening. And the Lord is going to root this devil, this liar, this deceiver out of the earth. So it's only a matter of time. Let's continue. Psalms 55. I almost said Isaiah 55. But Psalms 55. It says, verse 20. It says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. And that's what's going on. Once upon a time, before now, Russia agreed and other countries agreed to back off. Okay, it's a stalemate or whatever. We agree to disagree. I'm going to leave you alone. You leave me alone. But what these devils have done, they have put forth their hands against such as be at peace with them. They have put forth their hands against those who have not done anything to them or are not doing anything to them. You know, and these devils have broken every last covenant. Every time they say one thing, they're going to break it. You can guarantee, it is guaranteed. You can bet your bottom dollar. Continuing, verse 21. The mouth, so like the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were so like, let me read that again. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what's going on. Esau's words are smoother than butter. He comes sounding good and talking good, acting like it's going to be this and talking like it's going to be that. But in his heart, in his mind, is war. He's seeking how to take down and destroy and to remove what he may consider and or thinks is an obstacle in his way. And his words are softer than oil, yet they are drawn swords. His words destroy people. According to just with this article, his words destroy this devil words destroy people. It destroys a lot of things because they really don't have any intention on being legit. Let's see real quick. Let me find something else. Continuing. Last point. This is Sirach chapter 1. Verse 29. It says, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. So don't be a hypocrite in the sight of men. And this is something that these devils don't understand. But the Lord is saying, don't be a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what you speak, meaning pay attention to what you're saying. Make sure that you don't contradict yourself. But this devil always does that. You know, say one thing and then turn around and say something else, and it'd be a direct contradiction to what they just said. Let's continue. My last point. It says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so Yahweh discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua, but thy heart is full of deceit. So the Lord says, don't exalt yourself. What this devil has done, exalted himself. So the Lord says, don't do that unless you fall and bring dishonor upon your soul. And what do we have now? What is going on now? This devil is fallen and brought dishonor to his soul. And the Lord has discovered his secrets and cast him down before the congregation. The whole world sees how this devil acts now, how this devil moves. The world sees it now. Why? Because this devil really didn't come in the truth to begin with. You know. Or does he fear the Lord Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua? But his heart is full of deceit. So this devil's heart is full of deceit. And their tongues and their mouth deviseth mischief. They're always lying. And they're always being untrustworthy. So yeah. This is just a little quick, I ain't gonna say a quick lesson. It was a lesson. I seen it. And yeah, this devil is a liar. And with that, shalom.